been a rise on YouTube with the concept of British shitholes. Walking around with a camera, looking at boarded up shops, looking at falling apart high-rises, that kind of thing, to basically show how deprived a place Britain is, and, you know, how it's not basically a nice place anymore. I have to say, this has made me quite frustrated. What made me want to go on this tangent in the first place is a certain content creator made a video about how Birmingham is a shithole. There he is, smug face, throughout the whole thing, banging on about how Birmingham is doomed, no going back, and didn't offer any solutions, nothing, just left it like that. I would say this trend started when the really good YouTuber who, you know, this is never gonna get this person, but Backpacker Ben started making videos around the UK, did the private parts, and he even made a video in my hometown, of which I actually appear in. And yeah, these views started to skyrocket, they started to do really well. And from there, I noticed a lot of other people jumping on that bandwagon, basically starting small channels and getting a lot of views very, very quickly. A good example would be the YouTuber Joefish. His channel is not even a year old, or just over a year old. And he's now got something like 30,000 subs and something like 4 million views, which, yeah, fantastic, fair play to the guy. I'm not knocking him at all. I mean, I especially like how he goes the extra mile and works with charities and that kind of thing. So I just want to make a disclaimer, this is not a dig at anybody. But what I wanted to say is, like, these videos are, how productive actually are they? Just simply going around, you know, to back alleys, looking at bin bags and fly tip fridge freezers, going, oh no, Britain's a shithole, we're doomed. It's like, okay, why is this the focus? Especially because a lot of the time these videos, they don't provide solutions. It's literally a case of going around the city, said, this is shit, this is doomed, this is like falling apart, there's no going back, that's it. Game over. I find this very, very unproductive, and like, it's just a continuous blackfill. This is not going to help people rise, it's not going to motivate people that, you know, that there's pride in being English and there's a whole world of England that is yet to be explored. Because this is my point. Britain is not a shithole. Okay, it's far from it. Yes, there are towns and cities within it that are very deprived, but Britain is not a shithole. Britain, for the most part, is like a fairy tale land. I mean, whenever I've had my friends from abroad come to visit, I have friends from Hungary, I've had friends from Switzerland, friends from Poland come to visit me, and I go around and show them all these ancient sites, these dolmens, these stone circles, these lakes, mountains, whatever. They're always blown away, and they always tell me that this is like a fairy tale of England they've always had in their mind, and how it's beautiful, and they're quite envious of this country. When this trend was hot, I decided to jump on the bandwagon myself. I made a video of my hometown of Weston-super-Mare, and lo and behold, it's now my most viewed video at around 15,000 views. Now, obviously, I'm not complaining about, you know, that amount of views. I mean, 50,000 views is a lot for this channel. That's not even at 1,500 subs yet. But I mean, it's quite frustrating because all my other videos showcasing the beautiful, mystical English, Welsh, British countryside barely even reached 500 views. And this is where it makes me think, why are people more interested in shock value than this? It's because shock sells. And not only that, the average person in England, Scotland and Wales just don't care about our history. They don't care about the beautiful countryside. They just have no interest. And obviously this is very, very sad. People that are not interested in their own history and heritage, and thus they don't really care that much when it does crumble around them. I personally feel making videos about the magic within our country is a lot more productive in getting people white-pilled, getting our youth proud to be an Englishman or a Welshman or a Scotsman, than videos just showcasing dumps. Now, I know what it's like to be living in deprived places. I know what it's like living paycheck to paycheck. I've been there, all right? Throughout my 20s, I was, in fact, a home carer, believe it or not. And I used to, this is back when I was living in Bristol, and I used to go to some very, very, very deprived parts of Bristol in these very, very grotty high-rises, into these extremely grotty flats that, yeah, they weren't looked after, they weren't maintained, the council didn't give a toss. And yeah, all the while there's me living paycheck to paycheck, living in a shithole house share, living off pasta and baked beans. You know, there's like, I know, I've been there, and this is the sort of doom and gloom that I actually live with. And when I used to see these kind of documentaries around the time as well about people living in the same way, yeah, I wouldn't feel good about it. It was just, maybe you just feel like, oh yeah, I just got to give up because it's not just me, it's everyone. It's just the way England is. What's the point, guys? It wasn't until I finally left Bristol, got a better paid job, and you really, even though I was, of course, always been an explorer and a traveller, I was able to just, do it more, and I spent a lot more time catching up with places around England that I haven't seen, and that was a massive game changer for me. And what's more frustrating still, is that something I've pointed out before, when you're living in a country like England, you're nowhere away from anything of historical significance to you and your heritage. You can literally walk out your front door, walk in any direction within 5 miles, and you'll find something, right? Here's a quick example. So you might remember this place that's been featured in a lot of videos about Weston, about how run down and deprived it's got. But to prove the point that you don't have to go far from the worst of places to get to the better places, let's just go for a quick walk. Not even a 10-minute walk from that dump. We're in this beautiful woodland. And further on down there is Rawby Hill Fort, of which I've done a video on before. A hill fort that's over 2,000 years old. Right here, in walking distance from the very centre of Weston-super-Mare. It's there if you want it, guys. It's there if you want it. It's up to you in what you wade in. Yeah, exactly. It's there if you want it. Okay, yes, for every boarded up shop and shut down pub and alleyway covered in dog shit and puddles of piss and fly tip this and fly tip that, I can guarantee you there's something like that very, very close to you. And sadly, a lot of people just don't have interests. They're not into that sort of thing. And this is exactly why I find it so frustrating. And furthermore, why I say that the sort of decay of Britain comes from within. I'm not saying just going for a walk in the woods and going to your local stone circle is just going to, cure all of England's problems. No, but this will motivate you as a person. It'll probably give you more inspiration, it'll give you more purpose, more pleasure, and make you realise that yes, you are very lucky to be you. This is your history and heritage. Simply continuing to dwell in the issues around us, no. That is incredibly counterproductive, and it won't get you anywhere. At the end of the day, it's in your hands, guys. Okay? You are your best saviour. You're living in a deprived part of Britain. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You haven't got enough food in the cupboard to feed yourself. Yeah, I've been there. It's not good. And trust me, I know the solutions. And one fundamental part of that solution is just to get out more. Embrace your local history, embrace your local heritage, and understand the importance and significance of it. Once again, I'll make a quick disclaimer that, again, this is not a dig at any of the content creators. I mean, guys, if you want to continue making videos of British shitholes, carry on. It's up to you. It's your channel, it's your thing, whatever. What I will say though is, if you are going to go around the private parts of the UK, please just, at the end, provide some solutions. How do we get out of this? Don't just say email your local councillor, right? They don't care, right? Don't say vote this party or vote that party because they don't care either. Actually, yeah, you live in the deprived part of Britain. Yeah, you're living in a hellhole house for £2,000 a month or whatever it is, sky high rent. But this is what you should do to get out of it. Not just this is shit. Move on to the next video, to another shit town. Tell everyone that's shit. And just continue to blackmail everyone. This, of course, is very counterproductive. It's not helping. And again, do what you want. But this is why I didn't jump on that niche. Because this is the thing. If it had been the other way around, and my sort of content was getting the tens of thousands of views, and these British shithole videos were getting around 300 to 500 views, people will be doing what I'm doing. And this, for me, shows that why this trend is so inorganic. And yes, I know people are saying, yeah, but these people are trying to open the eyes, trying to get people aware. Okay, fair enough. I hope it works to a degree. And then you're probably wondering, well, what's sustainable? What are you doing? What are you doing for change? Well, I am the co-chairman of the Woodlander Initiative. The Woodlander Initiative is a land buying scheme. Our aim is to buy land across every county in the UK. The point of this land, somewhere to camp, somewhere to hold community events, somewhere to grow food, somewhere to rear livestock, somewhere that we can have land that is ours, not the government's, ours. How it works is you buy shares, and as a shareholder, you're in a bit of that land. It's British land for the British people, right? The government don't own it, so they can't build new builds that we don't need. They can't build certain train lines that are just destroying the countryside and destroying our ancestral sites and all this sort of thing. It's ours. We're in control of it. Land buying puts you in a very powerful position, and it's going from strength to strength. We've already raised over £100,000 in the year or so we've been going. We've recently bought a massive plot of land in mid Wales, and it's bringing communities together. It's bringing like-minded people together, and yeah, it's going strength to strength. It's really going somewhere. I'll put a link in the description to a video about the Wooden Door Initiative, as well as the link to the website. I recently on the West Extended Instagram page posted a story template to say post a picture of anywhere in Britain to prove that Britain is not a shithole, and that's done very well. That's had over 500 shares, so yeah, thank you guys for joining in. I'm glad you all feel the same way. So there's lots more optimists than pessimists. Once again, guys, no dig at Boulder Bankrupt, no dig at Backpacker Bed, no dig at Joe Fish, no dig at anyone. If you've got concerns, there's my email address. Don't start an argument in the comments. There's already enough drama on the internet for that. I'll leave my email address below as well. It's in the contact form. So yeah, without rambling too much more, I'll just simply say, guys, it's in your hands, okay? If you don't look for what the past has left you, you will not find it. Right, guys, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, I predominantly make videos traveling and exploring around Britain, sometimes abroad, basically bringing the past to life. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and join in. Right then, enough of that. That's it. No more ranting. Back to my usual content. Hope you enjoyed my trip around Eastern Europe. And yeah, back to exploring the English countryside. Cheers!